Hey, gang. One more update before I go off to play some Warzone with the buds tonight. We got a lot of good stuff into the game today. So Dimitri, thank you for turning this around. So today we're looking at the frozen Shadstress. So here is some of the early just concept art where I really liked the feeling of this. We put it into the engine to get a sense for just how the enemy would behave. And then we've been just now. This is actually, I think this might be the second or third enemy we actually put into the game about a year ago. So coming full circle back to these has been super fun. So with that being said, let's see here. So we did a version of concepts. So, and you can see that this was a round of those. And we basically did a remix of these here. So we had the shards, which are super cool. The check marks are the things where I like to mix them together. Dimitri, thank you so much for that. And then we were starting to kind of conceptualize the form and what that looked like. Maybe a much more frozen kind of shard in the legs. So super cool there. We did a version of that remix here in sketch form. So taking a look at the lines and a few other things there. And then we did a round of reviews here. So we want to rotate the chin to be more upwards in defiance. She's definitely pissed off and trying to guard the territory. I wanted to have a bit more of a sexy female form, kind of from the stomach up here, because I think of having an ice crystal all the way through really kind of detracted from the femininity that I was really looking for. So we dropped the crystal lining from the chest as well, and mainly did from the hips. And then an idea of the smoother flesh giving way to the kind of crystallized form. So she's a master of her elements. And then I wanted to, instead of having the palms down, we want to rotate them upwards. So it was kind of like she was being able to, to summon and utilize and throw the crystals around. And then from there, so we did a version of that, which you can see the updates from there. So really enjoying what we're doing. And then we did a color test. So here's some of the color tests here. Some really nice colorizing. So we put it in the engine, took a look, and found kind of the palette that I felt really worked best for the environment. So, and then did the color palette test here. So you can see where we're at. Sometimes just pointing things into the engines to see it being rendered, even if it's static, totally fine. Did the colorization here and did a rev. I thought we were a little too blocky. Did I leave that? I didn't leave visual feedback, but I thought we were a little too, let's see, where was that? Oh, did I not? Hey now, where did I go? Oh, all right. I did the video on that. So cool. Where we did the updates. So super cool. And then thank you for turning this around. So here's the outcome of that. So first version of animation. So we changed the legs to be more crystalline and visual, to have that kind of pop. The hair really wanted to have wavy. And then we have a version. And we have two versions, one without the crystal shards and one with the crystal shards here. And just to see which felt better, I might have done some of this in the particle system. I think the direction I'm leaning now is we're going to go with this version. Kind of like having the baked in extra noise here. And so then we pulled her over into the engine. And because this was so long ago, I had to tweak the scales. I had to update the projectiles, because anytime you scale an enemy, you have to the projectiles inherit the scale of the enemy, all kinds of good stuff. So, and I think looking at this again, one more just live tweak on the animation side. I think I want to be right about here. Yeah, perfect. All right, and so without further ado, let me show you what we got going on. So we got the a little bit slower on the projectiles. Those are mostly just to create things you have to dodge. Also, one other thing. Yeah, I don't think you can see it super well, but we have some feedback for you. Dimitri already left it in the comments. So I took the shards, since they're a little bit larger. We changed them to 128 by 128 instead of a 64 with the diagonal. And then I set the transparency layer for the image to 80%, so it's 20, and that way you don't know, you see a little bit here, right? So you can see a little of the the trees behind it. The thing's all in motion, so it's more of a subconscious thing, really, in this case. But yeah, to give you a sense of the shards that are rotating around, and we'll show the gameplay in a second here. But here we are. I'm quite happy with where we're at, so I'll start that over, back to the game. Yeah, and then interestingly enough, the shards, they kind of have their their own kind of a facing. So as she rotates, the shards also do their kind of rotations, which I'm really enjoying. Yeah. Get rid of this guy in the bottom. And I just obliterated her. Part of the core gameplay is that your bottom weapon destroys, and that your starting bottom weapon destroys extra. So one more show. So you wind up shooting through the crystals. It kind of protects her a little bit. And then, yeah, and then she goes down fairly easily in that space. So, okay, that's it. It was happy, and I'm happy. It's really cool. One more enemy that we're nearly done with, so we'll do the iteration on the crystals. I think I'm happy with the animation where we're at, and yeah, she turned out really nice. And I guess that's it. I'll see everyone later. Thank you.